So did you know that there are 51 different dividend stocks that pay a dividend every single month? The big fat question that you might be thinking to yourself is, are any of them worth buying? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Average Joe Investor channel. My name is Joe, and in this video we are talking about dividend stocks that pay a dividend every single month. In this video, I'm gonna do a brief overview at the beginning of the 26 different monthly paying dividend stocks that we ended up covering, because right off the bat, some of them were not even worth covering because they'd either cut their dividend completely out and they weren't even paying anymore, or just they didn't have enough information publicly available. And then, as customary on this channel, I built out a very detailed spreadsheet. Took a lot of time to build out all of the price history data for all of the 26 different monthly dividend stocks we're covering. We're looking at 2 separate time periods, 3 different investing strategies to see which of these monthly paying dividend stocks are actually worth owning here in 2021. And if you know anything about dividend stocks, you know that dividend yield does not always translate to the best value. And spoiler alert, the top yields do not come out ahead. You guys know how much I love talking about dividend stocks, cash flow, dividend ETFs, and I never want to waste your time, and I want to add massive value with every video that I make. So without further delay, let's get started. Hey guys, Joe here. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button below the video to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos. Make sure to leave a comment below saying you subscribed, and I promise to personally respond to your comment. All right guys, so here is the monthly dividend stock spreadsheet, and as a quick reminder to you guys, this spreadsheet and all the spreadsheets I make and show you guys on my videos are available to my Patreon community. So if you're interested in that, interested in more dividend content, learning about how I take action in my own portfolio and getting those updates right away when they happen, then check out the link in the description below. Okay, and like I mentioned here, of the actual 51 that started the year paying monthly dividends, we're only covering here 26 because the others just, some of them stopped paying dividends, and some of them just didn't have enough data available for us to cover. We've got all of our dividend stocks here. We've got the date created, or at least the data that was publicly available to go back to. We've got our current price, current annual dividend based on the trailing 12 months, and our dividend yield based on that annual dividend and that price. Let me go ahead and just sort here based on alphabetical order here. So we've got AGNC Investment Corp, Armor Residential REIT, Broadmark Realty, which we actually didn't end up covering because it was so brand new from December of 2019. It didn't meet any of our criteria for the look back periods. Then we've got Cross Timbers Royalty, Dynex Capital, Ellington Financial, Gladstone Capital, Gladstone Commercial Corporation, and Gladstone Investment, Horizon Technology Finance Corp, LTC Properties, Main Street Capital, Orchid Island Capital, Orchid, Oxford Square Capital, Pembina Pipeline Corporation, Pennant Park Floating Rate, Prospect Capital, Realty Income, Sabine Royalty, San Juan Basin, Shaw Communications, SL Green, SLR Senior Investment, Stag Industrial, Stellus Capital Investment, and Whitestone REIT. And as you can see here, we've got a wide range of dividend yields. Let me go ahead and sort by dividend yield. We've got as high as 15.35% and as low as 3.22%. And you can see the price swings here based on the price per share. We've got as high as $75 a share and as low as $4.75 a share for San Juan Basin. For those of you already familiar with how my spreadsheets work, you can go ahead and just jump to the time stamp right on the screen right now. But for everyone else here, just how this works, we've got 3 different inputs in case you end up using the spreadsheet as part of the Patreon community. We've got our monthly contribution input. We've got our annual cost of living adjustment input here based on how much we want to increase our monthly contribution every single year. And then we have our lump sum investing strategy. If we're putting in a lump sum amount of money at the very beginning of the investment period, how much we're going to put in here. Then we've got 2 different look back periods. We've got a 15-year look back, and for the companies that actually qualify here, you can see that. Let me just sort by. Here we go. So these are the ones that actually qualify for the 15-year look back. We've got 12 different companies here, these ones right here that are available for that. And then we've also got all of them, except for that Broadmark company, participating in the 8-year look back. Let me scroll over here to show you that. 8-year look back right here. And that's from July of 2005 to July of 2021. The other time period is July of 2000. Whoops, I forgot to change that. There we go, much better. 8-year look back from March of 2013 to July of 2021. Now you've got 3 different columns here, 3 different sections. Those are 3 different investing strategies. We've got the monthly contributions where we are not reinvesting dividends. dividends. Then we have the period where we're doing monthly contributions, but we are reinvesting all dividends. And then we have the lump sum investment strategy where we're taking that lump sum investment and we're living off the dividends now, and we're not making any additional contributions. And then we've got in each of those sections, we've got the trailing 12 months of dividends and the portfolio value. What's the overall value and how much we're receiving dividends in the past 12 months. All right, let's start off by showing this first period here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this data. This is for that 15-year look back period, not reinvesting dividends. Top player with respect to portfolio value was Realty Income Corporation. And that had a portfolio value of $101,000 after 15 years, assuming we're investing $250 a month. And then in the trailing 12 months, we would have received just under $4,000 in dividends. Again, this is not reinvesting any dividends. The top player from portfolio value was Realty Income in this section. Most dividends received was actually from Gladstone Investment Corporation, which is GAIN, G-A-I-N, received $54.32 in trailing 12 months of dividends, but it was only worth $96,000. Next up, let's take a look at the reinvesting time period here. Same 15 years, but now we're reinvesting all of our dividends. Let's see if that changes who the top players are. All right, let's sort by portfolio value here. Top player is near the top here, GAIN and Realty Income. So GAIN is actually worth more here, $200,000. Versus $161 for Realty Income. And then GAIN has trailing 12 months of dividends of $11,000, whereas Realty Income only has $6,000. If we sort by trailing 12 months of dividends, top player here is GAIN, Gladstone Investment Corporation, and second place is Prospect Capital, PSEC. I really want to point out some of the low performers. San Juan Basin and Cross Timbers Royalty here are only worth $43,000 and $55,000. Let me sort back by portfolio value here. Some of these were great, strong competitors up here, like Gladstone Investment, Realty Income, Gladstone Commercial, and even Gladstone Capital and Prospect Capital are not too bad here. But down here, these companies that weren't even worth $100,000, San Juan, Cross Timbers, SL Green, and Sabine Royalty. If we sort by trailing 12 months of dividends, some of the low performers there include the same companies, San Juan Basin, Cross Timbers, Shaw Communications, and SL Green Royalty. So these both involve monthly contributions. Let's see how the price history factors in this. We're gonna look at the lump sum investment here, which could change how certain companies perform when we're not continually putting money in throughout, like on a dollar cost averaging. All right, top company here, assuming an initial investment of $250,000 over 15 years. Realty Income, worth $695,000, whereas Shaw Communications would be worth $693,000, not bad there. And we've got a few other strong competitors here. We've got Gladstone Commercial and LTC Properties with respect to portfolio value. I mean, I can't help but look at this here. Look at how terrible this investment did. Right here at the bottom, we've got San Juan Basin worth $26,000. You invested $250,000 and you're left with $26,000. That sounds like a terrible investment for me. Same thing with some of these other companies. Remember, the initial investment was $250,000. All of these companies here lost their overall portfolofio value. Now, you did get dividends. To be fair, you did receive dividends during this time frame, but at the same time, you've killed the goose that lays the golden egg here. You're unlikely to have any future growth or any type of dividends being paid out from this investment for the future. And then if we sort by trailing 12 months of dividends, you can see here we've got Realty Income, LTC Properties, Gladstone Commercial. Let me just scroll over here so it's easier to see who is who. Realty Income, LTC Properties, Gladstone Commercial, Shaw Communications, SL Green, and Prospect Capital, all strong competitors with respect to trailing 12 months of dividends. But man, down here, San Juan Basin, Cross Timbers, Oxford Square Capital, Gladstone Capital, and Sabine Royalty, all relatively underperforming the others. Same here with Gladstone Investment as well. So if we're looking at a 15-year look back here, the strongest performers by far have to be, if we go ahead and sort by portfolio value, definitely have to be Realty Income and Gladstone Investment Corporation, so ticker symbols O and GAIN. Shaw Communications, also a strong monthly dividend payer here. You don't get quite as much with the dividend payments as you do with the other players, but still a strong performer from overall portfolio value. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at the 8-year look back period. All of the companies here are participating now. So we've got all 25, I guess. All right, let's take a look first here at when we are not reinvesting dividends. So monthly contribution right now is $250 a month, increasing every year by 2%, I believe is the cost of living adjustment we're working with. Let's go ahead and unhide this data so we can look at it. All right, top portfolio value is Stag Industrial, $43,000. Gladstone Investment is worth $43,000. Horizon Technologies worth $40,000. Then we've got Shaw, Gladstone Realty Income, Gladstone Commercial worth in the $30,000 range. If we look at trailing 12 months of dividends, again, we're not reinvesting dividends. We're just contributing every month and using the money for some other purpose here. We've got top performers, Stellus Capital, Horizon Technology, Prospect Capital, Orchid Island, which you'll see here only is worth $17,000 versus the others are much higher than that. Let's take a look at reinvesting dividends because I think this is a more relevant number for most people out there. They're either in this camp over here in the lump sum investment strategy or we're reinvesting dividends. Let's go ahead and come in here and reveal this data and see how top performer was when reinvesting dividends. All right, let's sort first by portfolio value. Top performer here, Horizon Technology Finance Corporation, HRZN, worth $62,000, followed by Gain, Gladstone Investment. Then we've got Stag Industrial worth $55,000. Then we have Glad Capital, Stellus Capital down here, SCM, Ellington Financial with $44,000. Realty Income is way down here in the middle of the pack, only worth $41,000. If we sort by trailing 12 months of dividends, we can see here, let's go ahead and just highlight some of these greens. Maybe the top performers here worth at least $3,000. And you can see we have two companies that are in the top 5 for both. We've got Stellus Capital Investment right here, and we also have Horizon Technology Finance Corporation, both strong performers. Orchid Island is great down here with $4,000 in dividends, but it's only worth $31,000. If we look here at the worst performers for dividends, let's go ahead and highlight these in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top, the bottom 20%. These two right here, Whitestone REIT and SL Green, both underperforming for the past 8 years compared to their peers here in the monthly paying dividend stock category. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at the 8-year look back period with a lump sum investment strategy. Let's see how the price history factors in. These are both monthly contributions. How do these companies stand up when we're not contributing on a monthly basis? How volatile are these stocks and are they losing value over time? All right, let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Let's take a look at portfolio value. Top 5 competitors here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All worth over $300,000. We've got Gladstone, Stag Industrial, Realty Income, Main Street, and Gladstone Capital with respect to their overall portfolio value. Let's see how they compare with the trailing 12 months of dividends. Again, that's why we own monthly dividend stocks. We don't own them for growth. Some of them might have some growth, and I think we see that a little bit with Realty Income, but for the most part, we're seeing a lot of stagnant or losing value, which is something we need to be aware of when we're picking investments for our cash flow portfolio. Worst performing with respect to overall value, we've got some common names we've already talked about. Armor Residential, worth $52,000. After 8 years, you went from $250,000 to $52,000. That is a darn shame. Then we've got San Juan Basin worth only $78,000, Orchid Island only worth $90,000, Cross Timbers Realty only worth $96,000, and Oxford Square Capital only worth $121,000. And to be fair, there's some other companies here that aren't even worth what you started with. All of these over here are still worth less than what you started, less than $250,000. Now, if you have a small dip there and you've got a lot of cash flow, that's great. And you can maybe see that right here with Pennant Park, PFLT. It's only worth $233,000, but you still generated $20,000 in dividends over the past 12 months. Let's take a look at trailing 12 months of dividends, who the top performers are here. Top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got Gladstone Investment, Stellus Capital, Gladstone Capital, Horizon Technology Finance, and Pennant Park Floating Rate here with respect to total dividends received over the past 12 months. Again, it's not total dividends, it's over the trailing 12 months. And then with respect to the worst performers here over that time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got some common players here that are in the bottom consistently. San Juan Basin, Armor Residential, Cross Timbers, Whitestone REIT, and Shaw Communications actually over the 8-year period. So they definitely performed, Shaw Communication definitely performed well over the 15-year look back, but over the past 8 years, they have not performed as well as they did before that 8-year period. So we can see here some trends. This company up here, Gladstone Investment, ticker symbol GAIN, was in the top 5 for portfolio value and trailing 12 months of dividends in the 8-year period with lump sum investment, with reinvesting dividends, and with not reinvesting dividends. You can see that Realty Income was a top performer in the 15-year look back, just like Shaw, but when it came over here to Realty Income on this section here, they were one of the worst performers with respect to trailing 12 months of dividends, though their value did hold up well. So as we can see here, guys, very interesting to see the differences between the 8-year look back and the 15-year look back to see who performed well in one but not the other, for those that were in both of the back testing timeframes. And then it was interesting to see how certain companies had large dividends but smaller portfolio value, and to see the balance that some of them had, including Gladstone Investment Corporation, GAIN. So what we're gonna do in a future video here in the next next week or so is we're gonna take a look at some of these top performers, the ones that perform the best over the 8-year and the 15-year period that we looked at, and say, are they a good buy right now? Because we're looking back, what happened in the past? And that does not always translate to future results, right? We know that it's not an indicator at all. Things can change rapidly, especially right now in our turbulent times. So we want to look at, say, what are the specific metrics for the top performing companies, and are they worthy of being added to our cash flow portfolio? We'll definitely look at Gladstone Investment, GAIN. We'll look at Stag Industrial, STAG. We'll look at Realty Income, ticker symbol O. We'll look at Main Street Capital and potentially even Gladstone Capital. And Horizon Technology also performed well, so we'll look at Horizon Technology as well. If there's a specific company we talked about today that you want to learn more information about and see in that future video, see if it's a good buy right now, based on the metrics I think are most valuable, make sure to leave the name of that company down in the comments. And now's a great time to leave your feedback. Leave your 2 cents in the comments below. What did you like about this video? Are there other things you wanted to see that I did not include here? And we'll also factor in some of the total dividend look for the non-reinvesting dividends, specific element of the spreadsheet, so be on the lookout for that as well. That is in the Patreon community right now, available to you in both Excel and Google Sheets. Next week, I'm also going to talk about a dividend stock in my portfolio that recently got assigned on the covered call that I had on that company. So I'm going to share with you what happened with that, and also what company I might be replacing it with, or if I'm just going to buy that company back and continue investing in it if it's a good buy right now. That's all I got for you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and please continue to stay healthy, both physically and financially. Have a good one.